Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. I want to record this video about the whole act now mindset. A client of mine who's in my mentorship program just went to a workshop all about how to become a successful speaker, how to make it in that biz. And of course, one of their premises that they were teaching was that successful people, I think the stat they gave was something like 96% of people who don't act now never act. So 96% of people who see an opportunity and don't jump on it, they just will never do so. They're going to be stuck in inertia, in the sinking swampland that is their life. They'll never get out of the murky morass of mediocrity that has become their days, and they're just doomed. But consider the self-servingness of this. They're doing a 2-3 hour workshop, and at the end of it, they want people to sign up for their thing. So it's very convenient then to have this utterly made-up statistic. I'd love to see the study that proved it was 96% exactly. But you know what I'm saying? To have that out there to say, yeah, it's been proven, because then people are sitting there thinking, oh, well, here's an opportunity, and if I don't take advantage of this, then I will never act and I will never succeed. It's just so crazy. You're at a workshop. You already acted. You're there. You went to the free intro. You're in the process of acting. But this gets used so much to get people to buy right now. I remember Robert Fulghum's book, Everything I Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. But he points out there's some of these old aphorisms or sayings that are kind of mutually exclusive in a way, or seems so. Look before you leap. But also, he who hesitates is lost. How do you thread that needle? Well, because they're both true at different times, and that's wisdom, is knowing what medicine you need at what moment. Is this a time to act decisively, or is this a time to step back and reflect and wonder? And so anytime people start making a religion out of one of these, there's usually some self-interest. Of course, there would be times in our life where we would love it if everyone would just step back and be reasonable and think and reflect. And there's times that we would prefer that they jump ahead. And the vested self-interest of the trainers in these workshops is to get people to act now. And there becomes this subtle and sometimes not so subtle shaming that if you don't act now, if you don't rush to the back of the room with your credit card whipped out and sign up now, then you are indecisive. And indecisive people never make it. But it's not true, because I think they imagine the opposite of indecisive, or, decisive would be indecisive, but the opposite of indecisive could also be thoughtful, considerate, slow, strategic, well planned out, not seduced by the constant hormonal upsurge of hope. That could be the opposite of decisive as well. Sometimes the best decision you can make is to take a breather. I remember a coach talking about, say, if you have this problem with overcommitting, with saying yes too much, one of the things you can do, and I tried this and it's such a miracle, somebody says, hey, could you join this board? Could you come to this event? Could you help me in this way? If you really have a problem with this, you make a commitment for 30 days that you will not commit to anything in the moment in the presence of the person. You'll just say, boy, I'd love to, let me sleep on that and get back to you, or let me check my calendar. So you get away from them to think about it. And then you see if it still feels right. And if it does, you can say yes. But if not, often when we're away from the person looking at our calendar, really sobered up about our life, it's, man, I can't say yes to this. It's going to cost me too much. I won't be able to follow through. So we step back. So anyways, of course, people vested in selling something want you to believe it. They want you to believe you have to act now generally in your life. They want that to be a philosophy you adopt, at least for that night, while it serves them to buy something. But you don't need to. And I'm going to put a link to a colleague of mine, Mark Silver. He wrote a little PDF called Don't Buy Now. It's free. You don't have to opt in for anything. But it could help you in these situations where you feel this pressing urgency to buy, to unpack some of what's happening. I've unpacked a little bit, but he does a much more thorough job of this. So I hope that's useful. If you've had these experiences, I would love to hear your comments and stories below. I'm happy to commiserate with you, but it's also just good to hear what's out there. So that's it. Thank you so much. Take care.